Ever felt like you're playing a different game than everyone else? Like you're wired to notice what others ignore? The unspoken pain in a smile, the hidden meaning in a silence? Meet the INFJ, the 1 to 2% who don't just see the world, they feel it. They're the friend who knows you're lying before you do, the dreamer who craves depth in a shallow world, and the quiet force rewriting the rules of normal. But here's the truth, INFJs aren't broken. They're built differently. They absorb emotions like a second language, spot patterns in chaos, and chase ideals most call impossible. Yet society labels them too sensitive, too intense, too much. So why are INFJs not normal? Because normal doesn't change the world. Stick around, we're diving into the minds of these rare souls. By the end, you'll either see yourself in every word, or finally understand the INFJ in your life. 1. The paradox of empathy, feeling too much in a world that doesn't. INFJs don't just understand your pain, they feel it as if it's their own. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the mood, even if everyone is pretending to be fine. For INFJs, this is daily life. They absorb emotions like sponges, which can be overwhelming. They'll stay up all night worrying about a friend's problem or cry over a sad story they read online. But this superpower has a downside. They often neglect their own needs. They'll give their last ounce of energy to help someone else, even if it leaves them drained. It's like having a heart that's too big for their own good. 2. Mind readers or just hyperintuitive. The INFJ's uncanny perception. Ever met someone who seems to know what you're thinking before you say it? That's an INFJ. Their intuition isn't magic. It's a mix of observing patterns, body language, and unspoken vibes. For example, they might notice a tiny shift in your tone and realize you're hiding something. Or they'll predict a problem at work months before it happens. This skill helps them navigate life, but it can also make them anxious. They often overthink situations, imagining worst-case scenarios. It's like having a mental radar that's always on, scanning for threats. 3. The idealist burden, chasing perfection in an imperfect world. INFJs dream big. They want world peace, meaningful relationships, and projects that change lives. But reality rarely matches their visions. They'll rewrite an email 10 times because the first draft didn't feel right. They'll end friendships over small lies because they crave honesty. This pursuit of perfection isn't about being picky, it's about their deep need for everything to align with their values. The problem? The world is messy, and INFJs often feel disappointed. They're like artists trying to paint a masterpiece on a cracked canvas. 4. Alone in a crowd. The INFJs struggle with superficial connections. Small talk is torture for INFJs. They'd rather discuss life's big questions, like purpose, death, or human nature, than chat about the weather. At parties, they're the ones hiding in a corner or talking to the host's pet. It's not that they dislike people, they just crave deeper connections. Surface-level conversations leave them feeling empty, like eating junk food when they're starving for a real meal. This can make them seem aloof, but inside, they're longing for someone to truly see them. 5. Walking contradictions, how INFJs balance logic and emotion. INFJs are full of contradictions. They're logical but emotional, practical but dreamy, quiet but passionate. For example, they might analyze a problem with cold, hard logic, then make a decision based on a gut feeling. They'll cry during a sad movie but debate the plot holes afterward. This balance makes them versatile, but it's also confusing, even to themselves. They're like a puzzle where the pieces don't quite fit, yet somehow create a beautiful picture. 6. The hidden depths, what INFJs keep buried beneath the surface. INFJs are masters of secrecy. They'll listen to your deepest secrets but rarely share their own. It's not that they're dishonest, they just fear being misunderstood. Sharing their thoughts feels like handing someone a fragile glass sculpture. They worry it'll be dropped or ignored. So they keep their dreams, fears, and opinions locked away, sharing them only with those who've earned their trust. This makes them mysterious, but it also leads to loneliness. They're like books with blank covers. You have to open them to discover the story inside. 7. The creative visionaries, INFJs and their unconventional imagination. INFJs see the world differently. They're always brainstorming ideas, from solving global issues to inventing fictional worlds. Their creativity isn't just for art, it's how they cope with life. For example, they might imagine a better version of their job during a boring meeting or write poetry to process emotions. Their minds are like movie screens playing original stories 24/7. But this can be exhausting. They struggle to stay in the moment because their imagination is always running wild. 8. The quiet rebels. Why INFJs resist conformity without a cause. INFJs hate rules that don't make sense. They'll quietly defy dress codes, outdated traditions, or unfair policies, not to cause trouble, but because they value authenticity. For instance, they might forget to follow a pointless work rule or challenge a toxic family tradition. Their rebellion isn't loud or angry, it's subtle but powerful. They're like a gentle breeze that somehow topples a wall. You don't see it coming until it's done. 9. The weight of the world. When an INFJ's compassion becomes a curse, INFJs care deeply, sometimes too deeply. They'll lose sleep over climate change, donate their last dollar to a stranger, or volunteer to fix a friend's marriage. But carrying the world's pain is heavy. They often feel guilty for needing rest, as if taking a break means letting others down. Over time, this can lead to burnout, where even getting out of bed feels impossible. They're like a candle that burns at both ends, trying to light up the dark but risking melting away. 10. The catalyst for change. How INFJs influence their surroundings. INFJs might seem quiet, but they're powerful agents of change. They don't shout demands, they inspire through kindness and insight. For example, they'll ask thoughtful questions that make others rethink their biases. Or they'll lead by example, showing how small acts of compassion can transform a community. Their strength lies in their ability to see the best in people, even when others can't. They're like gardeners planting seeds of hope in rocky soil, trusting they'll grow. 11. The exhaustion of being different. Coping mechanisms for INFJs. Living as an INFJ is tiring. Their minds never stop analyzing, their hearts never stop feeling, and their standards never drop. To cope, they need solitude, like hiding in a quiet room after a noisy day. They might journal, walk in nature, or lose themselves in music. These moments of peace recharge them, like plugging a phone into a charger. Without this, they spiral into stress, snapping at loved ones or shutting down completely. 12. The road less traveled. Why INFJs thrive in authenticity. INFJs would rather be alone than pretend to be someone they're not. They hate small talk, fake smiles, and shallow goals. Instead, they seek raw, honest connections, people who aren't afraid to show their flaws. When they find their tribe, they bloom like flowers in sunlight. These relationships give them the courage to embrace their weirdness. In a world obsessed with filters, INFJs are the rare few who dare to be real. Conclusion. So, are INFJs normal? Absolutely not, and that's their greatest strength. They're the quiet thinkers, the secret healers, the dreamers who see a better world. Yes, their sensitivity and idealism make life harder, but those same traits let them connect deeply and inspire change. To the INFJs out there, your strangeness is a gift. To everyone else, if you meet an INFJ, listen closely. They might just show you a whole new way to see the world.